Okay then, Helldivers, we are back. We've got loads to go over today as we've just received a brand new patch update for 5.0.0 where we are going to be taking a look at some changes, fixes and balance issues that have been adjusted, including audio issues, XP modifiers, several crashes, optimizations and improvements, and balance changes to raise the weapon damage apparently, and fix weapon field of view. So we're going to break everything down for you guys here in this video. We've got some other stuff to go over at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned as we've got some news around the Helldivers 2 movie. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, GamerSupps, the company that offer esports athletes and gamers alike with the most effective and healthy energy drink option. And we've now got our own sugar-free tinned alternatives via the link in the description. Use code CloudPlays at checkout for a cheeky discount. And we're also giving away super credits before the war bond drops later. There is a short window for this one, so make sure that you jump down to the comment section and put in a flame emoji. It'll enter you in, and we'll be announcing that one in just a couple of hours. So make sure you stay tuned to that. With that being said, let's dive into the game and see what's happening right now with the brand new patch update inside of Helldivers 2. Starting off with, we're going to jump straight into the balance changes. Now, as far as some general changes go, they've decreased the ergonomics penalty on magnifying scopes weapon attachments. The intent is to make the magnifying scopes more a matter of preference by decreasing the penalty they impose on a weapon's ergonomics. Low ergonomics make the weapon's muzzle follow the crosshair slower. Therefore, essentially, it would make the ergonomics a little bit faster in terms of following the muzzle, or at least that's how I'm reading that one. We also have this right here where it states some of the pistol ammo balance update. The intent with this change is to make some of the pistol rounds weapons more effective after the last pistol ammo rebalance that did make them more of a close range weapon. The pistol rounds rebalance general intent is to make them more effective at close range while not more effective at long range, for the example assault and marksman rifles. So to give you guys a bit more of an increased info slot on that one, the 2x a tube red dot decrease the ergonomics modifier from -3 to -1, making it a little bit quicker to follow the muzzle. The 4x combat scope decrease the ergonomics modifier from -6 to -2, and the 10x sniper scope decrease the ergonomics for the modifier from -9 to -4. Also, the APW1 anti-material rifle is also affected by this change, so it will get an increased ergonomics from 26 to 31. Overall, quite a nice change. I do like the fact that they're altering that. The sway on those things was an absolute nightmare, and the fact that it took so long on the drag during the movement of the muzzle was an absolute nightmare as well. Now, to go into the primary weapons, which was obviously the explanation for some of the pistol ammo balance changes, we can see right here that there are some SMGs that have been affected by the balance update. The SMG-37 Defender, they've increased the damage from 100 to 110 and increased the durable damage from 20 to 22. For those of you guys who don't know, durable damage is the damage on the squishier parts of the enemy, so underneath the hard shells. We also have the Reprimand, which has got an increased damage of 135 to 140. SMG, another increased damage for the M7S, where they've increased the damage from 80 to 90, and the durable damage from 16 to 18. The Variable has had a damage durable increase for 20 to 23, and the M90A shotgun has increased the durable damage from 15 to 20. Overall, just damage increases. It's really nice to see those, and it might mean that the SMGs now, they have a bit of a distance fall off as terms of damage. The increase in their damage now should obviously make a bit of a difference, so they kind of have made a decision and then gone back on it per se. Sidearms right here, we've got the Peacemaker, which has also had a damage increase by 5 and a durable damage increase by 2. The Verdict also having that increase by 5, and the SOCOM pistol having a 15 damage increase and a 3 durable damage increase. So yeah, again, pretty standard across the table, just some damage increases across those, but it may mean that it makes those a little bit more viable. Although for me personally, I'm having too much fun with the Warrant just recently, so I don't even know if I'll pick these ones up. As further as enemies, though, they have had some balance changes. The Warstrider has had a decreased force strength on grenade explosion from 50 to 30. So again, another nerf on that Warstrider, hopefully making it a little bit more viable. The Bile Spewer has had a decreased force strength on artillery explosion from 50 to 30, and the force impulse of artillery explosion from 60 to 40. Essentially meaning the Bile Spewer, when spews, it's not going to cause so much of a big bang on top of you. So it will still damage you, but hopefully not as much. And the Stalker, they've decreased the force strength from 40 to 35 when a tongue attack hits the player. Now, when they give a bit of a detail on this, though, the force strength is the value that decides if a player or enemy should stagger or ragdoll. So it confirms the basis that we shouldn't hopefully ragdoll as much with the Stalkers. Then we've got some gameplay changes, and some of these ones are big ones, some of these ones are not. We have got the keybind options for quick weapon function. Now, there is a new unbound keybind option that has been added for quickly swapping weapon functions like changing fire modes or ammo. The intent is to give better ease of use for players. Not something that they really asked for, but for different weapon types such as the Holt, the autocannon, or the 1-2 that's due to release later today, this is obviously going to be quite a big functionality for you PC players there. We've also got an updated first-person view, where they've updated the first-person view, which works with the intention of improving the aiming experience across different field of view settings. The intent is that the size and distance of the scope will be better and more consistent with different field of view settings, and they also updated how the ergonomics work in the first-person viewing. Alongside that, though, there should be some fixed instances of flickering textures in various city locations, and the push-to-talk and push-to-mute or toggle microphone are now working as intended upon binding to a different key for Xbox only anyway. So, if you guys had those issues, they are now rectified. Going into the fixes, we've got a lot to dive over as the crash fixes and soft locks have now been approached, finally. But we have got right here that there is a rare crash that was fixed when occurring when combat music would start, which is a weird one, never heard of it. A rare crash that could occur during the Nuke Nursery mission, hot joining the game that just started where the existing players are using certain stratagems, and also a crash when enemies would fall through the ground, and a final one where a crash on mission load. Now, they do state in here crash fixes and soft locks. No hard locks approached yet at this time, at least, or it seems to be the case anyway. Weapon and stratagem fixes, they've had a lot on here, and a lot of this stuff was relatively minor issues, such as the adjudicator aiming with the 10 times scope on 200 meters setting, which would cause the model to disappear, variable changes for aiming down sights, a lot of the no ammo being shown for infinite ammo weapons. We also have like some red glows that would happen if a player would empty 1 or 2 magazines during the heavy machine gun phase or anything like that. Again, quite small changes, but changes that will impact the everyday usage of some players. They also fixed a load of things with regards to the enemies. Now, this unfortunately was one of my least favorite things, as they fixed it for when factory striders would launch into the sky erratically when dying. It just made for some incredible clips, man. Unfortunately, they won't do that anymore. They also had a few other changes, such as the charges no longer speeding up when exiting the charge itself, and they fixed the rupture warriors getting stuck below sentries, which was very, very odd. Also, they added a medium armored weak spot to the vents on the backside of a bunker, AA and mortar emplacements. This was done so that these structures behave similarly to other comparable defenses. And finally, they had some miscellaneous fixes, nothing too game-breaking here, but there were some small changes that they made and a few fixes that they had issued. I'll pop them up on screen. If you really want to check them out, then feel free to pause it right here and have a look, but nothing too detrimental to say the least. But what they did do is they obviously have leaned into the optimizations, so we've got quite a few of those. They've improved the ADS weapon placement and behavior. They've reduced the amount of camera clipping on weapons overall, and they fixed the texture detailed used for weapons while aiming down sights. On top of that, such as optimization on lights for the automaton VFX and the physics of rock assets and stuff like that. Essentially, they're trying to make the game a lot smoother, so the optimizations are going to be running in tangent, and they will be working on a lot of textures and the way that things kind of dissipate inside of the game. Overall, quite an interesting venture and a decent patch update, I guess. I do really want them to address the hard locks, though. It's been a very big factor for a lot of players for quite some time now, so the fact that we can go through all of these details. What I don't want them to do is keep loading up these patch updates with balance changes and stating that that's what makes the balance and patch update even bigger. For me personally, it just needed the fixes. After this point, obviously, we've now got the new content that's due to be coming, and hopefully it will be a positive venture inside of the game. The new Warbond will come out, and hopefully we can go down that general cadence of content releasing again that we've been used to for the last couple of years. So I'm excited to see the game come back to its normal lifeline, and fingers crossed that they seem to maintain it. Moving into completely other topics, though, at 10 minutes is absolutely wild, but this is information I definitely wanted wanted to tell you about. We've got the brand new Helldivers movie is now going forward at Sony. And Justin Lin, who was also known as the director from the Fast and Furious franchise, is the one that's going to be directing the movie, with Gary Doberman, also known for Annabelle and It, actually writing the script. So we've got a horror writer actually writing the script for Helldivers 2, and a Fast and Furious director actually illustrating it up and producing it. This article right here from The Hollywood Reporter states that Justin Lin, best known for his work on the Fast and Furious action movies, is set to direct the Sony Pictures and PlayStation Productions adaptation of Helldivers based on its popular video game franchise from Arrowhead Game Studios. Lin will produce the feature via its Perfect Storm Entertainment banner, along with Hutch Parker and PlayStation Productions' Asad Quazilbash, sorry for the butchering, and also Carter Swan. Gary Doberman, the scribe behind the hit It and Annabelle horror movies, wrote the script. So for me personally, what my takeaway from that is there's not really much comedic value, and it's going to lean into the dark and dingy horror aspect of what Helldivers can be, probably likely to be in the bug sectors, or at least that's how I look at things when I start to hear the horror side of it. But we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. Let me know what you guys are taking away from that one. I really didn't expect a horror writer to be the one that was writing Helldivers. I really hoped that they'd lean into the comedic effect and just the general satire motion that it is that Helldivers really pushes out via their comedy. Moving on from that, though, talking about Helldivers movies, we've seen a message from Plot Coalition, as yes, their For Liberty Helldivers film was actually removed from YouTube. Now, an appeal has been made to reinstate it, and I obviously hope that they really do get this up. We watched it yesterday, and it was an absolute work of art. Currently, to be able to watch their movie For Liberty, you will have to head over to their Discord server and check out the Helldivers Project channel. It's very unfortunate. I don't really understand why it is that it's being taken down. They think it was because there was a link in the description to download it, as if it was an actual free movie that shouldn't have been on YouTube. It's a bit of a nightmare, but hopefully they get that rectified and the appeal goes through correctly. Overall, it seems like a really weird 24-hour day, and we've not even got the war bond yet. That's going to be dropping later on this afternoon, based on what it is that they posted up on Twitter, where we could see right here, it states tomorrow, 2 p.m. CET. Are you ready? For those of you guys in the UK, like myself, that will be 1 p.m. UK time. They're going to be dropping that war bond, and we're going to be coming in. Or at least, that's what this message actually says to me. It's really odd. I don't think I've ever seen them do this before. Nonetheless, that's all we've got time for today. We're going to dive into another live stream in just about an hour, so make sure you stay tuned to the channel. Thanks again for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.